What's up, everyone? It's DJ of the Weekend Watsons, and I'm the mom of the Weekend Watsons, along with Dad, Derek, and our 1-year-old Leilani. And I've been wanting to make this video for a while now. I've kind of just been thinking about it, and I just wanted to hit record and see what I say on this topic. But basically, I have been thinking about our channel, and our channel is obviously a family channel, and we love to share what we do in our lives, and we think we're a fun family, young family trying to figure this whole thing out, especially with everything going on. But I remember before we were a family, that I used to go on YouTube and just like YouTube and try to find videos about young women talking about their pregnancy, and if I was the only one out there experiencing what I was experiencing. And it honestly just helped to hear other people and other women talk about how they felt when they found out they were pregnant, and it kind of just helped assure me of like, and prepared me in a way of like what's going to happen when you get pregnant, just because it's like literally a life-changing thing. And I hope that by me just sitting down and talking about my story, it maybe helps someone who's maybe trying to do what I did and is YouTubing, pregnant stories or finding out I was pregnant. So that's a little quick intro, and let's just get to the story. So I okay, we're about to get real honest right now. But I was in a long relationship before I met Leilani's dad, Derek. So, and Derek and I, we like fell in love hard and really fast. And I just fell in love with just like the gentleman that Derek was or is, and like how well he treated me and how well he was with kids. I mean, as a basketball coach, like he's a really good basketball coach, and he coaches kids of all ages, and it takes someone to be super patient and to be like a teacher when you're teaching young kids the game of basketball. So I kind of just fell in love with like his like honest self. Like he's super funny and he's great with kids, and he treated me like a queen. Like he would make me breakfast every morning and just be really nice, and like made me feel pretty and beautiful and all these crazy things. So it wasn't hard to fall in love with someone like Derek, and he, to this day, he still does that. Like he still is the best chef, and he randomly buys me bouquets of flowers and writes in his really good handwriting like really sweet cards, and he's literally like a really great man. And I knew that and everybody knew that he would be a great dad just because of how well he works with kids. And yeah, and I loved watching him coach basketball because of course I loved basketball. I worked in basketball, I play basketball. So just like being around that environment and seeing him coach, it was like, oh, he'd be a really good dad. Like he'd be a great person to raise a family with. But on top of that, we were already like in love and doing all these things together. And yeah, we weren't together very long. We just started to like date, and we got a little surprised, but it was a blessing in disguise. I mean, or it was a blessing. Let's just say it was a blessing. That sounds weird. But I remember when I had an inkling that I was pregnant, we had driven to LA, and I was just super tired. Like we had a really good fun trip in LA, and I was just like, at the end of the day, I thought it was just like the trip itself that was making me tired, but I realized that I had slept the whole 6 hours from LA back to Rockland, Sacramento area. And yeah, I was like, oh wow, did I really sleep the whole way? Like I wanted to help drive, but nope, I slept the whole way. And I was feeling really tired, and that's kind of what made me think that I should maybe take a test. And I was also gaining a little bit of weight. My boobs are getting bigger, and yeah, they weren't very big to begin with. So with them getting bigger, I was like, oh shit, I better take a test. And I remember my cousin Delilah, hi Delilah, that's Leilani's godmother, but I told her, and we straight up got a test from something like the Dollar Tree. It wasn't even a Dollar Tree. And I remember I was so nervous and so scared, and I peed on that stick. And I showed it. I didn't even look at it because I like already had a feeling. I think I looked at it, and like less than 10 seconds after I did it, it was positive. And I like gave it to her, and I was like, look, look, look. It was just, oh my gosh, I wish I could live that day just because it was a day. And I was like, oh shit, I'm not ready. Like, I don't know what to tell Derek, and I don't know if I want the baby, and all these things are just going through your mind, and it's like, oh shit, and your heart's just pumping, and literally like nothing else in the world matters except for like what's going on. And I had to come home and tell Derek that I was pregnant and I wasn't ready. And he was super quiet, and yeah, he of course, like, he wanted a kid and he was excited, and like he was super like opposite of what I was feeling. I was like, nope, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. And then as the weeks started to go by, things just started to happen, and like I was just getting random signs that all led to like keep the baby. And like I don't even know what I was gonna do, but I was just honestly just like scared, and scared of everything, scared, really, really scared of judgment from everybody. And it was just really hard, and I kept it a secret from a lot of people for a while. So it was just a hard time, and as the weeks went by, it was super helpful to have Derek and my cousin Delilah and my other cousin Aunt Michelle to just kind of like let me vent to them. I mean, I was pregnant, I was hormonal, I think that's the word, and yeah, it was just a hard time, but eventually it got to the point where I was like, I'm keeping this baby and we're going to be a family. And I eventually had to let everybody know, and this video is getting kind of long, so I just want to cut it there. But basically I just want to share that although like Leilani was a surprise, like I couldn't imagine my life without her and Derek today. Like she's everything, and sometimes just God puts certain situations in your life for a reason. And I think like now I'm like super happy that like I'm a young mom, I'm a cool mom, I can like keep up with Lay, because Lay is a workout. She's a lot to keep up with, constantly running after her, cleaning up after her. It's a job. And I'm like, I like being a mom, and like I like our little family, and like going to the park, and you know, just I don't know, I love our family. And I just want to share that, like, even though like if you just found out you're pregnant, or to other pregnant women who probably felt how I felt, like scared, and like you're like, you don't know what pregnancy is gonna look like, you don't know what labor is gonna look like. So let me know if you want videos of that too, because like I swear, when I was pregnant, I was always listening to YouTube videos and like learning things from other people's stories, and I think it kind of just made me like feel a little better about the whole thing, that if they can do it, I can do it. This pregnancy is going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. My baby's going to be fine. And yeah, I just kind of want to end it there. If you want to know more about like, I don't know, maybe how I told my parents I was pregnant, how I told my job I was pregnant, anything, or even my labor story, because I feel like everybody's labor stories are kind of interesting, just like how it all happened, and mine was pretty interesting and fun. And yeah, let me know if you want to hear that story. But that's my how I found out I was pregnant and being pregnant in the early stages story. But thank you for watching or listening, and I hope that me kind of putting this out there, and hopefully I put this out there because I'm still thinking about it, but I hope I helped somebody. And if I did, please comment below and tell me how far along you are, and yeah. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I will see you next time.